Hello, 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 and good morning from New Zealand. Look at this spectacular day. I thought how befitting that on a day where I'm doing mobility flow for surfers, we have the most incredible swell rolling into Wellington. It's been a great weekend. Actually, I need this mobility flow just as much as you do. I surfed all weekend and I'm so sore and so tired. So let's do this together. So what's happening in today's training? I'm going to take you through a mobility flow designed specifically for surfers. So this is going to be a flow that's going to be quite focused on hips. I might just go a little bit back. That's going to be quite focused on hips and shoulders because these are the areas that I know from experience surfers struggle with. I have coached many surfers with shoulder niggles, injuries, ligament tears, rotator cuff issues. And also, actually, just last week, I was out and a surfer that I know who is actually really young had a terrible pain in the hip. And I was able to send her some exercises and the pain is almost gone. So mobility is an incredibly potent piece in your toolbox to deal with aches, tension, stiffness, and injuries. But I would suggest that you do mobility as a preventative measure so you never have to experience pain, tension, and then possible injuries, which only means that you are out of the water, rehabbing, paying lots of money to physios, doctors, and other healthcare professionals. You can absolutely prevent most injuries, like touch wood. I have been surfing for years, and apart from acute injuries that I usually cause myself by my own board and somebody else's boards, I have not had any injuries because of the loading I'm putting on my joints. Okay. So definitely introduce mobility. If you are surfing and you love surfing and you're not doing mobility most days, then you are just putting yourself at risk of having to give up the sport that we all absolutely love and adore. Okay. So I'm going to run you through a few movements. I have a bit of a loose plan, but if something comes up, I'm just going to add some movements in it. If you have any specific requests, if you have any specific kind of tension anywhere in the body, then let me know in the comments and I can kind of tweak out the flow to suit you as well. Okay. So what we're going to start with first is that we're going to start in the standing position and with our feet just a little bit more than hip width apart and feet pointing outwards. Okay. From here, we're going to lower ourselves into a squat. Okay. Now the golden standard for squat is thighs parallel to the ground. However, if that's not available to you, then you adjust the movement to anywhere that it's good for you. Okay, so from here, we are going to place the knee inwards and then push through the hips and pop forwards. Okay, now this is a massive hip flexor stretch, and it's actually a bit of a conditioning exercise as well because you're going to feel it in your legs. Okay, I'm going to show you a frontal view as well after I've gone through this. Okay, then you're going to transition back in the middle and stand up. This is a reasonably grunty mobility movement. Okay, so just stay with it, take it slowly. See how you go. Okay. So I'm going to do a few more, just one more on each side, and then I'm going to show you a frontal view. So down into a squat, pop forward. Now, hip mobility is crucial. Obviously, you know that as a surfer. Even just to sit on the board is challenging if you have limited range of motion in your hips. Okay. I'm going to run through the movement facing you so you can get a little bit of reference. See if you can try it. See if you can try it with me. So then you can ask questions. Okay. Yeah. I really feel it in my legs. Let me know if you are too. It's a grunty one. Yeah. And I'm going to go for one more on this side. Okay. Fantastic. That's movement number 1. Okay. We're then going to go down onto the ground and go into a quad press. The quad press is really more of a strengthening exercise, but what it allows you to do is to groove some of the pressing patterns, okay? Because you know that when you're popping up, you're going to you have to push yourself off the board, okay, in order to facilitate the pop-up. So some kind of pressing pattern where you're warming up the shoulders. I do these quite often before I get into the water as a warm-up as well, okay? So we've gone down and we've done our hip movement. From here, we're going to transition to hands and knees, okay? Now, the first movement is you're going to really screw the shoulders in. You don't want your shoulders by the ears, okay? So, hands in the diamond shape, screw the shoulders in, pop the knees off the ground, split the knees slightly, and hollow out. So, squeeze the glutes, vacuum the belly button towards the spine, lower yourself down. Okay? This is challenging, but you're a surfer, so you should have some amount of upper body strength. So see how you go. You don't have to lower yourself fully down. You can just go a little bit. Make sure that your back is nice and straight, okay? Let's go through a few more repetitions. Split the knees, hollow out, screw the shoulders in, hands in the diamond shape. See how you go, okay? So this is a quad press, mobility / body weight exercise, okay? From here, we're going to go into the sit through, and I love the sit through because it stretches you in a rotational way and it really gets into the legs, okay? So we're going to work from the top position of the quad press. Yeah? Set yourself up here, hollow out, and then you're going to twist and pop the hip down, okay? From here, you are going to extend the back leg in a right angle. Now, if this is too much and you don't have enough mobility in the hamstring, just reduce the angle, but don't bend your legs, okay? How you come out of it is you're going to plant that back foot. Really pay attention to this arm. So you want to screw the shoulder in. Elbow pit is facing forward as much as you can. Arm is locked. Lift the hip over off the ground. Come back in the middle. Reset. Now we're going to go to the other side. Okay. So twist. Come down. Elbows nice and close to the ribs. Push up. Plant the back foot. You back in the middle, okay? If I show you frontal view, come from here. Yeah? Twist, come down, extend the back leg, reduce the angle of the legs if you need to. Plant, yeah? Really pay attention to the arm. Lift the hip off the ground. Come here. See how you go on the other side, okay? Again, plant. Make sure that you've got this arm set up. So really screwing it in, elbow pit outwards, lift the hip, come back in the middle. Okay. So I'm running through these movements quite fast. Let me know if you need some additional support or if you are unsure about any of them. Okay. So we've done a hip movement. We have done an upper body movement, and we now have done a bit of a whole body movement, including a rotation. So when you're surfing, you really need to condition rotation, okay? Whether you're going up and down a wave or, you slightly twisted on the board when you pop up, you need to be able to condition your core in a rotational way, okay? So from here, you finished your sit-throughs, okay? Now we're going to go into a plank. Yeah. Now you're going to pop into your plank from hands and knees. Okay. Because I want you to do a hollow body plank, not a yoga plank. All right. So again, screw the shoulders in, tuck your toes under, pop up, tuck the glutes under, vacuum the belly button to the spine. Now you're going to pop your foot forward. Now here, I don't want you to borrow the hip mobility from either twisting sideways or twisting, kind of sinking your hips low, okay? I want you, sorry, microphone just sorted out a little bit. What I want you to do is I want you to leave the hips in one place and then go somewhere where you can. Even if it's here, it's all right, okay? If you can go all the way, that is fantastic. You're going to come forward and then you're going to stand up. And that's how we're going to finish the flow, okay? It's a 4-movement flow. And I'm going to run you through it again. When you are coming forward from the plank, when you're doing the flows, make sure that you alternate your legs, okay? So on flow number 1, you can lead with left, then step in with the right leg, and then pop up. The next flow you're doing, I want you to go with the other one. Yeah? So you're kind of alternating with which leg you are leading, okay? If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. And I hope you're trying it with me, okay? Because I think in Northern Hemisphere, it's a Sunday. So hopefully you've got a little bit of time, okay? So let's run through the whole flow and we're going to put it all together. So we're going to first go into the hip movement. Then we're going to do a quad press, sit through. And then this is like a deconstructed burpee, okay? But we're going to really pay attention to the hips so we're not dipping them or moving them sideways, okay? Because the burpee is all about the core, okay? So we're not going to borrow the mobility from other places. All right. Are you ready to go? Let's go. So squat. Place the knee in the middle and you can release this heel. Pop the hips forward by squeezing the glute, okay? Come back in the middle, go on the other side, pop forward again, okay? From here, transition to hands and knees, set up for the quad press. Hands in the diamond shape, screw the shoulders in, pop the knees off the ground, split them slightly, hollow out. Do as many as it's good for you. I've got literally jelly arms. And then we're going to go into the sit through. Okay? So hip on the ground. Chest faces the ground. Back leg extends. Again, as I said, if this is too much of a stretch, it's hurting you. Maybe you don't have enough mobility. You've got tight hamstrings. Reduce the angle. Don't unlock. Okay? Come down. Push up. Plant the back foot. Screw the arm in. Lift using the core. Come back in the middle. You can reset. Put the hands and put the knees on the ground again if you need to. Come back up. Try the other side. Extend the back leg. Roll the hip over. Top of the foot comes down. Plant the foot. Screw the shoulders in. Shoulder in, especially that one. Lift the hip off the ground. Come back. Hands and knees. And we're going to go into the plank. Nice hollow body plank. Set up for it. Screw the shoulders in. Hollow body plank. Foot forward. The other one forward. Stand up. What you can do from here, you turn and you're going to do the flow the other way, remembering which leg you led with on the flow one. And now you're going to go with the other one, okay? Let's go one more time. So, squat, knee down, hip extension, using the glute, okay? Feeling a really nice stretch in the hip. Go the other way. This is quite grunty. You probably feel it. Okay. Hands and knees. Sit up for the quad press. Do as many quad presses as you'd like. They're challenging. Yeah. Transition into the sit-throughs. Again, reduce the angle of the legs if you need to. Plant the back foot. Set the shoulder up. Glutes, core, lats, lift. Go on the other side. Again, nice solid arm here. Okay, locked elbow. You want to load the skeleton rather than your muscles. Load, pay attention to the shoulder, okay? Lift, hands and knees. We're going to go for the plank, okay? Now, remember which leg you led with last time? We're going to go with the other one. For me, that's the right one. Hollow body plank. Come forward. Stand up, burpee. Engage the glutes. And stand up, okay? So, how does it feel for you? Let me know. Who is watching? Who is doing it? Yay. I'm doing it now. Thanks. I'm so from paddleboarding, surfing Saturday. Oh, can I relate to that? I went out twice yesterday, so I totally can relate to that. I hope you found this useful. I actually do these flows as a recovery. I do it as a preventative measure to keep my joints functioning really well and to keep my muscles nice and flexible. And I also do it as a warm-up before I get into the ocean, okay? Especially in winter, especially when the water is cold. So currently we are in autumn, so the water is starting to get a little bit colder and we're having to wear quite a thick wetsuit. Warming up your joints before you get into the water. And it can be this flow or it can be just your individual mobility movements is absolutely crucial, okay? If you start pedaling and your joints are cold, your muscles are cold, you are just setting yourself up for a lot more injuries and ache. Warming up the fluid between the joint, it's incredibly beneficial. When you're doing mobility, you're also shooting a lot of blood into your muscles. Normally, your blood is sitting around your organs, okay? So shooting it into your muscles means that the body is ready for exercise. It also signals to the brain, hey, I think we're just about to do some exercise. Get ready for it. Switch on the nervous system because it's essentially the nervous system that is the control center, which is sending the signals between the brain, the large nerves that go off your spine into the muscles. Okay, so mobility is important. If you want to surf for as long as you possibly can, if you want to enjoy surfing without aches, tension, stiffness, injuries, then please start doing mobility. You can literally just do this flow 4 to 10 times, and that will be enough. The beautiful thing with mobility is that you don't need to do it for a very long time. You just need to do it consistently and frequently, ideally every single day. Okay. If you are watching the replay, oh, I've got some more comments. Thanks, Han. Just gone for 2 hours. I'm not as fluid as you, but see how it can help. And I'll keep doing it. Awesome. That's fantastic. I didn't do enough on Saturday and hadn't surfed and paddleboard for 3 months. Oh, very good. Okay. So especially important to keep the body kind of functioning if you're not surfing, and keeping it fit and flexible and mobile between your surfs. Okay. I'm going to leave you with this incredible view. It's just really rolling in. I don't know if I'll have time to go today, but I would quite like to. It's a beautiful day in here too. So I hope you found this surf flow helpful. If you are watching on the replay and you have some questions, just put them in the chat box. If you are watching on YouTube, then just comment if you are unsure about any movements, and I will clarify or run some additional training for that. So I will leave you with this beautiful woman surface. I hope you catch lots of beautiful waves and your body is all up for it, and we can surf till we are 60, 70, 80, 90 and beyond. I was surfing with a 77-year-old yesterday. It was really epic. So they can be us as well. Mwah. Lots of love to you all. Keep surfing and keep doing mobility. Ka kite ano. Bye.